Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With golden soil and a well for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests and graduates, I would like to invite Uncle Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country. Uncle Chris.
Thank you. Warami Miriga. Hello friends and Nalawa. Welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here today. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family in fact descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burraburrongal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it, so he enrolled his daughter, Bulungai, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, from which the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success. Your advancement, our advancement. Now that was probably better understood in traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws, which meant the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community, and you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly live well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 250 years ago, he described the people he encountered as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They owned nothing, he wrote, but the tools they carried. They were naked, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and harvested food from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, and no homelessness. Armies were unheard of, as were forts, jails, or even fences. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands are maintained in their natural state through fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them, as they have done here, for the past 20 to 30,000 years. So this is not a dream or an ideal to strive for. This is normal life for us and for the longest time. And there is no good reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we're a clever people, and there's still much magic in the world, I like to believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, we are naturally happy, and normally very good at looking after each other and the planet. I would just suggest that you share your skills with the rest of us, and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this, and I'm confident we can put together a world we can be proud of and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Yano.
I'm pleased to introduce Chancellor of Macquarie University, Dr. Martin Parkinson, AC.
Thank you, Chris, for your always warm and thoughtful welcome to country. Chris participates in many of our graduations, and if he's unable to, one of his colleagues will do so. And it is a true honour that he and his colleagues do for us in participating in this. And so on behalf of everyone here, Chris, I really would like to again express the appreciation of the entire Macquarie community and everyone here. So thank you yet again. The welcome to country that we've just heard is a reminder of the long history of the land on which we meet, of its custodians, the Darug people, and of the charge they've given us to use this land well for teaching, learning and discovery. I always find it really meaningful when we do graduations that we're meeting on land where for time immemorial, 60,000 years, people lived here. They fostered knowledge, they shared knowledge, and they handed it down to their young ones. And that is, after all, what a university is about. And so for the university to be here and to be able to continue that tradition is, to me, a truly important thing. So let me start by welcoming each and every one of you here today to the Warrnambool campus of Macquarie University. Most importantly, though, I want to offer a warm welcome and hearty congratulations to our graduates meeting today on this magnificent day of celebration. My one piece of advice, though, is you can smile. Come on, that's better. Completing a degree is never easy. It requires determination, perseverance, hard work and dedication to purpose. Each and every one of you should feel incredibly proud of your accomplishments, and I can assure you that the university is very proud of what it is that you've achieved. Many of you are fortunate enough to be here today with your family and friends. For others, travel restrictions or distance mean that this may not have been possible. But for all of you, even in your most challenging moments of study, these people, your family, your friends, your community, will have made your journey easier. So to all the family and friends of our graduates, welcome. We have a number of small children, indeed even a few babies here today, and I want you, that is, the children, to know that you are especially welcome. I also want everyone to know that we don't expect young children to remain quiet. We don't expect them to remain still. The children here today are an especially welcome part of our celebrations. So run around, have a great time and make a lot of commotion. And for the parents, if you're worrying about that, just pick up an early application form on the way out because they'll be here in a while. To our graduating students, the support you've received is a reminder that while our individual efforts are very important, much of what we will achieve in life will happen because we support one another, because we work together, because, as Chris said, we live together as a community. In short, we truly are stronger together. It's important to maintain this commitment, particularly in turbulent times. It's about mutual support. As we look around the world, we need that mutual support. We're confronted by increasingly divergent political landscapes reflected in the rise of populism, authoritarianism and a return to nation-state conflict. We're seeing deliberate attempts by both state and non-state actors to sow disinformation, to undermine trust in science and reasoning in order to fracture our communities. And we're seeing a global community struggling to find common cause on the great challenges confronting humanity, whether it be mass migration to escape conflict and poverty, global health crises, or, dare I say it, climate change. It's clear that the world that we'd operated in for the past 75 years is no longer the one we're in. It is severely disrupted. Now, every generation thinks the time they live in are particularly complex, but there is no doubt in my mind that this is an incredibly complex environment in which we face today. How we as individuals, communities and countries navigate these challenges will be central to our shared prospects for peace and prosperity wherever we live. And I hope that your education experience has strengthened your sense of the importance of working together for the betterment of our communities, our nations and the world. So as you graduates go out into the world as graduates of Macquarie University, your lives are going to get business with the minutiae of life as important issues of your jobs, your relationships, your families and so on. But even as you're so absorbed, you're absorbed with those issues, could I encourage you to keep an eye out for other issues as well? Ask yourself, how can we each play our part in navigating through times of great turbulence? What are our responsibilities as graduates and scholars to create a better world? How can we engage in dialogue as members of the Australian community or as members of communities of other countries, or indeed as members of the global community? Respectful engagement and constructive dialogue are central to solving the big problems that we face as a species and as members of individual countries. Respectful engagement and constructive dialogue are central to solving those problems. I'd urge you to draw on the skills and experiences that you've gained here at Macquarie and through your entire education journey to participate fully in those discussions. To be successful, we all must be willing to share our skills and knowledge and to bring our expertise to the table. We must all be prepared to continue to intellectually grow, to be good listeners, to learn from others, and to respect a diversity of views. I encourage you to remain curious, to be a lifelong learner. After all, as Mark Twain said, and I quote, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbour, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. In short, be optimistic, seek challenges and take calculated risks. Accept that differences of opinion are inevitable, even amongst people who share similar motivation. Differences, disagreement does not make someone a bad person. Acknowledge that and commit yourselves to working for the overall good. To do that, though, we all need strength. As the great African-American writer and Nobel Prize winner Toni Morrison told another university gathering in 1996, and I quote, "Service to the individual, to the government, to the world requires unwavering, and I emphasise unwavering, commitment to intellectual freedom, to virtues already being debased by apathy or mindless rage, virtues of integrity, honour, faith, selflessness and courage." These are wonderful words, and I urge you to keep them in mind as you go forth. Soon it will be on my honour to confer your degrees and to welcome you to the ranks of Macquarie University alumni. First, however, it is my great pleasure at today's ceremony to honour, in accordance with the resolution of the University Council, Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beasley, AC, KC, for admission to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa of Macquarie University. I now invite Professor S. Bruce Doughton, Vice-Chancellor, to read the citation.
Chancellor, Her Excellency the Honourable Margaret Beazley, AC, KC, is a jurist and advocate for women lawyers. She has a deep commitment to education, to female education, to youth leadership, to human rights, and to social justice. Since May 2019, Ms Beazley has served as the 39th Governor of the State of New South Wales. Prior to this role, she enjoyed a distinguished legal career spanning over 40 years. She was the first woman to be a judge at the Federal Court of Australia in 1993, the first woman appointed to the New South Wales Court of Appeal in 1996, and the first woman to be appointed its president in 2013. On many occasions, Ms Beazley also served as administrator of the Government of New South Wales. Ms Beazley was born in Hurstville, a suburb of Sydney, one of 5 children. Her early education at Mount St Joseph, Milperra, was particularly formative. She was taught by inspiring women and was encouraged by the school to pursue tertiary education and her chosen career. Ms Beazley was graduated from the University of Sydney with a degree in law with honours in 1974 and was admitted to the New South Wales Bar and as a solicitor of the Supreme Court in 1975. Appointed Queen's Counsel in 1989, she continued to progress her career to become one of the most senior female judges in the nation. Ms Beazley was appointed as an officer of the Order of Australia in 2006 for eminent service to the people of New South Wales, particularly through leadership roles in the judiciary and as a mentor for young women lawyers. In 2013, Ms Beazley was awarded life membership of the New South Wales Bar Association for exceptional service to the Bar Association and to the profession of the law. She was also indeed the recipient of the Women Lawyers of New South Wales Lifetime Achievement Award. She was awarded a Doctor of Laws honoris causa degree from both the University of Sydney and the Australian Catholic University. In addition to her rich legal career, Ms Beazley has contributed to the development of the law through her involvement in academic activities. She is chair of the New South Wales chapter of the Australian Institute of Administrative Law, the author of many articles on diverse areas of the law, and co-author of the book, Appeals and Appellate Courts in Australia and New Zealand. Ms Beazley has maintained strong involvement in the community and is a member of the advisory board of the Centenary Institute and is president of the Arts Law Centre of Australia. She has served on the Australian Executive of Amnesty International and worked with women's community shelters, particularly during the COVID pandemic. Ms Beazley has improved the number and status of women in the profession of the law and mentored and inspired many women to become barristers. In 2012, she was named one of the Australian Financial Review's 100 Women of Influence in the diversity category. Now, Her Excellency brings her deep commitment to education, human rights, and social justice to the role of Governor of the State of New South Wales. Chancellor, it is therefore fitting that today we recognise Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beazley, AC, KC, with the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa of Macquarie University, in recognition of her storied career, her advocacy for diversity, education in the community, her mentorship of aspiring legal professionals, and her ongoing service to the people of New South Wales. Chancellor, Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beazley, AC, KC.
Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beazley, AC, KC. In the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Beasley. I now invite Her Excellency the Honourable Dr. Margaret Beasley to deliver the occasional address to this graduation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Her Excellency the Honourable Dr. Beasley.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, friends, family, graduands, postgraduate, graduands, if there is such a position. May I say, commence in the language of the Gadigal, the traditional owners of the land on which Government House stands, where I carry out my official duties. Budjeri Gamarua, Dian Babana Gamarada, Gadigal Nara. There is another wonderful phrase in the Gadigal language, Iora Budjeri, good people. I think it is a wonderful way to greet every person in this room. I acknowledge the Darug Nation, on whose land we do gather today. And I congratulate the university for bringing the sense of place, which is integral to Aboriginal society, into the university in renaming its main campus Wallamatagal, a reference to the water and fish people who are the traditional owners here. And as Governor of New South Wales, I pay my respects to the traditional owners throughout our state, and I do so by reference to Section 2 of the New South Wales Constitution, where there is an express recognition of the contribution of the Aboriginal people, the First Nations people in our state. I'm truly honoured to be here today, being awarded this honorary doctorate. The ethos of this university, to strive for the extraordinary by challenging convention and embracing different views, is the university's own lived experience, providing to its graduates sound academic learning from which you can thrive in a world which is diverse, which is challenging, and which we've already heard, and one can put many terms on it, but one might say it is at times dysfunctional. I therefore congratulate the leadership of the university and its academics for producing the outstanding young people whose degrees will be conferred today. You are all privileged to be alumni of this university. In accepting this honorary doctorate, I would like to honour my parents, whose own formative years were shaped by the Great Depression and a war, which deprived them of an education and of opportunity. My mother educated right to the day of her 13th birthday, when she was required to leave school for economic circumstances. And my father educated to age 15, but only after he had worked 4 hours every morning on his uncle's milk run to help support his 5 younger siblings. However, that lack of education did not deprive them of intelligence, insight, a belief in education, a strong work ethic, and an unfailing ethos of family. It was obviously not a wealthy home. Indeed, in those days, it was described as working class. But for myself and my 4 siblings, it was a privileged home. It is an ethos I hope to have passed to my own children, who are not with me today, as they are at work. It's Thursday, after all, their 3rd compulsory office day post-COVID. In addition to acknowledging and thanking the unfailing, but not always uncritical support of my husband, for which I do thank him, it is a good thing, there are 2 other acknowledgements I wish to make. The first is to pay tribute to Dr. Patricia Malone, who is here today and who received her PhD from this wonderful university. Pat, as we call her, was my maths and science teacher. She had that intuitive insight into her students, which enabled her to wipe away those moments of self-doubt and say, as she said to me, "I know you, Margaret, just go and do it." It is wisdom that I have passed on to others in their moments of self-doubt over the last 50 years. I should also mention that I share my time at that school, Mount St. Joseph Milpera, with the Dean of the law school here. We were both school captains, a year or two apart. Actually, I think she said it was about 10 or 12 years apart. But it is wonderful to have that additional connection. The other tribute I wish to make, and this is very important, it is to friendships, and in particular to my other guests here today, whose friendships stretch all the way back to those school days. And this brings me to today. If anyone had told me that when I graduated that I would one day be Governor of the state of New South Wales, I would have said, in your dreams. Unlike the graduates of today, who are told that they're likely to have up to 5 careers in a lifetime, my own career has been quite linear. Law school, barrister, judge, although in 2 different courts, and as it turned out, 3 different positions within those courts. And as I look back on my time as a judge, and serendipitously as a leader in the profession, I have been able to deepen my knowledge and to deepen my thinking on matters which I consider critical to the way that we function as a society. And I want to refer just very, very briefly to 3 matters. One is Indigenous Australia. The second is community. And the third is the concept of institutional leadership. The story of Indigenous Australia, and we've heard a little of this already, is one of an extraordinary civilization. Its history and its knowledge is carved into the landscape, which was the means by which they navigated long distances, thousands of kilometres, for trade and interaction with other tribes, without maps, without technical aids. These routes, which we now sometimes call songlines, were marked out by the shapes and the hues of the rocky outcrops and the watercourses, and they were, in effect, a memory stick. The ancient Greeks had a somewhat similar memory system. They called their system memory palaces, a mnemonic device used to memorize speeches. Homer is reputed to have been able to recite 16,000 verses of the Iliad by creating a memory palace. And then, in 2014, the Nobel Prize was awarded to 3 scientists for their work on the relationship between space and memory, the very same relationship on which the songlines and the memory palace are based. Indeed, in Stockholm, they really should just have come to Australia, and they could have been told what it was all about. Now, institutions, at their heart, are mechanisms whereby communities are governed. The meeting places and the places of ceremony along the routes of the Aboriginal songlines were, in our modern parlance, the institutions by which their communities were governed. Any student of society will know that leadership, institutions, institutional respect, and community are integrally linked. And over my professional life, I've had the opportunity to observe the way institutions and the leadership within institutions function. And my first observation is this: institutions cannot assume that they will be respected. Institutions, like individuals, need to earn respect. They need to be there for the good of the community. In short, institutions need to deliver. And if we bring that onto this campus, we know that the leadership of this university has, over the last 8, maybe 10 years, built for you a campus which is not only functional, which is beautiful, which is a place in which it is a privilege to study. That is the delivering on leadership. And my second point is this. It's also been apparent, and indeed one only need to keep up with the news to know this, that respect for institutions has diminished. There is ample research to back this up, indicating a trend that trust in and respect for institutions is at a low ebb, including in our very own democratic systems. A 2018 survey in the United States revealed that only 1/3 of Americans trusted their government to do what is right. In Australia, the 2019 National Leadership Index revealed that 35% of Australians believed banking and financial institutions showed no leadership for the public good. And that was followed closely by government, with a ranking of 31.4%, religious organisations 26.1%, and multinational corporations at 23.7%. And the most recent National Leadership Index likewise reported that despite the shocks of 2022, Australians still lack faith in leadership, with the national leadership score declining in the last quarter of that year. Why is this important to know and to think about? It's important because we're all voters. Some may be shareholders. We're all part of this university. Institutions are part of our life. So it goes without saying that we all need to understand leadership. Professor John Pelaez, the Chancellor of Swinburne University, stated recently that the bottom line for the future of leadership looks quite dire. Now, as an eternal optimist, I found this observation a little depressing. But he went on to say that in place of leadership, the default position has become managing things. Leading, he says, requires judgment, involving values, ethics, and morals, whereas managing things often involves simply protecting one's own patch, with the inherent danger of being risk-averse. And management, at the end of the day, is about systems. Now, management should implement leadership aims and values. And as such, management or managing things has impact and has consequences. But you have to think about those consequences. Robo-debt is but one example. So good management is essential for leadership to be effective, but it's not the same thing. If management is mistaken for leadership, the risk is short-termism. Now, we know that leadership is taught in universities, and it is certainly much written about. But as Professor Pelaez points out, leadership is based on experience, and it involves a balance of both emotional and rational inputs. And as I understand what he's telling us, without the emotional input, you can't effectively lead people because you will not understand them and you won't be listening to them. Without the rational input, your emotional decisions will lack the rigour necessary for decision-making and implementation. Ronald Heifetz from Kennedy School of Government, who has taught and written about leadership over 2 decades, makes a similar point. Leadership, he says, is value-laden because change itself, and leadership is about leading change, is itself value-laden. He's really talking about leadership of and for your ecosystem. He's also insistent that leadership involves sharing ideas and being prepared to have your ideas challenged. It means seeking to understand the views of others. It involves nuanced thinking. The opposite is the practice of the ideologue. Which brings me back to the ethos of your university, this university, to strive for the extraordinary by challenging convention and embracing different views. You will walk out of here today with your degree under your arm, and your future in the palm of your hand. But you will leave with something else. You, this generation of educated Australians, carry the future, all of our futures, in your hands. Now, not everyone will be a chief of staff or a managing partner or a CEO, but within your own ecosystem, your education will make you a leader. And we are relying on you in the way you do your job, the way you carry your profession, to restore trust in the institutions which govern us, which is the only way they will survive. A trust, indeed, which is required for the good of our democracy. Now, this might sound like a big burden. However, in the conferral of your degrees today, we have trust in you. So congratulations, and it is an absolute privilege to be part of this day with you. Thank you.
Colleagues, please join me again in thanking Her Excellency, the Honourable Dr. Margaret Beazley, ACKC, for giving her time to be such an important part of today's celebration. And one thing I take from what Dr. Beazley has just said, the just go do it message is true no matter what you do. Dr. Malone, if you left her with that, you left her with something that is truly, truly wonderful, because it reminds us all that one should never be consumed by regret by the decisions you've taken. It's the journey that's important, not the destination. And if you stand around worrying about what you might miss out on, then you'll be filled with buyer's remorse. And that's not the way to live your life. So again, colleagues, please join me in thanking the Governor. Now we get to the good bit for you. As Chancellor of Macquarie University, I find it especially rewarding to preside at ceremonies such as today's and the conferring of degrees on those who have complied with the university's requirements for such awards. So I'm now going to call on our Acting Registrar, Professor Mariella Herberstein, to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for these awards.
Chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being present here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates to admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of the Macquarie University Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated.
I think somebody's preparing for their graduation already.
Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. I now call on Professor Lisa Berry, Dean, Macquarie Law School of the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates. Professor Berry.
Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. Students and staff from the Faculty of Arts develop a critical, inquiring and curious mind. They work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about socially complex problems. They identify paths of research, analyse and communicate ideas in creative formats, and reflect on the skills and knowledge they need in order to understand the world, past, present and future. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and global communities. This faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, education, English, geography and planning, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics and international relations, philosophy, sociology, and security studies and criminology. Through transformative education, Faculty of Arts graduates are equipped to face societal challenges with a deep evaluative mind, strong reasoning, and a well-established ethical compass. They explore their creativity and passions while developing transferable skills like communication, critical thinking, and digital literacy. These are skills that are extremely sought after by employers. As you reflect on the last few years, I'm sure you can all agree that Macquarie University is home to a wonderful community of people. The relationships and networks you have formed will continue to serve you well into your future as professional contacts, as academic mentors, and as lifelong friendships. Thank you. Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees or awarded diplomas. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class, Ryan Can. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Media, with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class, Eliza Ronan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Psychology, with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, Stephanie New. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class, Hyo Son An. Kara Boljevats. James Donaldson. Paul Kaletsis. Hamish Lennon. Cassandra McLaughlin. Olivia Muller. Jessica Toner. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Law Honours. Grace Boffer. Vani Cardenio. Courtney Ferguson. Navin Ravi. Taris Watson. Ilda Zorlu. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class. Emma Mateka. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours. Abby Bertrams. Julia Joe. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Laws Honours. Elissa Sunis. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class. Isaac McGregor. Amelia Taylor. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours. Christina May Demetriou. Jessica Galea. Jasmina Hara. Kimberly La. Reese Murray. Perry Knorr. Bianca Parnell. Rebecca Pelletzon. Christina Scalercio. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychology Honours with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, Ellen Tanian. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class, Laura Garley. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Security Studies with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, Perry Hutchings. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class, Simon Brannigan. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, Dylan Bender. Chloe Parker. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, First Class, Joshua Cannon. Thomas Webb. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, Paris Busby. Rebecca Cohen Gibson. Heike Fabig. Sarah Jones. Alexander Mastrovangelis. Georgia McNeil. Brandon Melton. Francis John Petag. Claudia Pitt. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the degree of Bachelor of Laws. Amit Pala. Ishan Sahai. Lawson Tinmouth. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Laws. James El Rasi. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Commerce. Olivia Waller. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Laws. Renuli Atauda. Edwa Askew. Yuan Chern. Shannon Dessa. Christopher Kenny. Deborah Molina. Talia Rose Sternbeck. Harriet Woodrow. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Matthew Kassab. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Natasha Govind. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Grace Agnolotti. Teresa Au. Marianne Awad. Andrea Huck. Ruby Jackson. Alexander John Poulet. Jordana Kassler. Tajinder Kaur. Jack Kelly. Rebecca Copeman. Evelyn Levers. Calvin Nguyen. Stephanie O'Callaghan. Omar Seri. Chester Swords. Lisa Tran. David Wang. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of International Studies with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Alexander Zhou. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Media with the degree of Bachelor of Laws. Julia Cavallaro. Shakti Sweta Sivashamgan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Psychology and Bachelor of Laws, Thomas Dickinson. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Patrick Quinn. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Security Studies and Bachelor of Social Science, Archit Madan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Security Studies with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Donna Muthakuda. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science with the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Kellyanne De Silva. Madeline Garn. Jeanette Guyana Nalbandian. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Gabriella Baudelaire. Nia DeBell. Gavin Durbridge. Isabel Duterte. Corazon Garcia Catola. Samantha Johnson. Rushdifa Khan. Yasmin Kumarasina. Eliana Macias. Ferdinand Medina. Michaela O'Connor. Rebecca West. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Laws. Shakur Abdullah. Susan Armitage. Ava Bock. Sasha Cavallo. Melise Clisby. Sania Farouk. Kresimir Kadum. Natasha Kaur. Max Mackenzie. Carla Mazzatelli. Laura O'Donoghue. Kane Purnell. Noor Jahan Rahimi.
This is Nick Raphael. Thank you.
Nick Raphael. Shefali Sunker. Andre Torres. Eunice Susan Jung. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Planning. Aidan Dowling. Rochelle Leith. Jonah Naja. Sarah Papalia. Hon Pong Wu. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science. Lachlan Barraclough. Jamie Bird. Anastasia Carter. Timothy Dizon. Manasa Gokali. Teresa Huang. Maya Hiameja. Jenny Kishore. Giovanni Morgan. Chloe Nelson. Genevieve Sage. Anastasia Siaomau. Raquel Suarez. Yanina Samantri. Juliette Turan. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of International Relations and Master of International Trade and Commerce Law. Suvda Sevindoj. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of International Relations and Master of Public and Social Policy, Kun Kam Kaung. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Juris Doctor, Tula Costello. Grace Delfendal. Anna Hurtig Adair. Darcy Muntz. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of International Law, Governance and Public Policy, Sophie Winton. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Relations, Van de Wan Nguyen. Jill Yang Sung. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of International Trade and Commerce Law, Warapong Huapnoi. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Laws, Yuadi Tongsuk. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Planning, Joyce Santos Asieda. Jackson Cares. Matthew Pearce. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Public and Social Policy, Natalie Albornoz. Chanel Bainon. Courtney Bowd. Lisa Fitzroy, awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Jala Gillard. Alison Hewitt. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Graduate Diploma of International Relations, Katie Graham. Chancellor, a higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent research training degree consisting of research-based coursework, postgraduate research training, and a major research project. Graduates have focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation for a doctoral degree. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Susan Barnes, for a thesis entitled Compromise and Symbolic Gestures, the Complexity of Implementing a Gender Equity Measure in STEM Organisations in Australia. Isaac Harrison, for a thesis entitled Vertical Neighbourhoods, Exploring Digital Communities in Sydney's High-Rise Apartments. Nina Niemeyer, for a thesis entitled Wild Yoga, Refugee Communities Transforming Self and Surroundings Through Movement. The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to the knowledge of the subject and to afford evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Ting Ting Tracy Chung, for a thesis entitled Climate Change, Energy and Cities, Understanding Transitions in Hamburg and Hong Kong. Dr. Sukrit Sarblok, for a thesis entitled The Legality of Western Australia's Unilateral Secession. Dr. Erin Young, for a thesis entitled Deconstructing Democratisation, an ethnographic analysis of independent DIY music work in Wellington, Aotearoa, New Zealand. The University Medal is the university's most prestigious academic award and is awarded to students who have demonstrated exceptional academic excellence throughout their university studies. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours First Class and the University Medal for Law, Sebastian Candido. Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Chancellor, I call on Eliza Ronan, who graduated with a Bachelor of Arts Media with the degree of Bachelor of Laws Honours, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Eliza Ronan.
Chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates and guests, it's an honour and a delight to speak today on such an exciting day, and I'd like to start by extending an enormous congratulations to my fellow graduates. I came to Macquarie University in the middle of 2016 after a year and a bit of another degree at a different and bigger university, where I felt pretty lost and unsure about where I wanted to go. And in all honesty, law wasn't something towards which I felt any kind of innate gravitational pull. It really was a situation where I thought, I'll give it a go. I had nothing to lose, and Law and Order SVU got me through the HSC. In truth, I came to Macquarie because my mum convinced me to. She worked here in the law school, and she told me that I'd love it. And she was right. I mean, what's not to love? Beautiful green campus, and the fact that you really are treated as a student and not just a number. And as time went on, I only loved it more. And I can say in all honesty that I have this university to thank for cultivating in me a sense of confidence that I hadn't yet uncovered, and for steering me down what would become such a thrilling and rewarding road. So to that end, I'd like to thank the members of staff who led, or sometimes dragged, us along our journeys. You've been remarkably supportive and kind, and I think I speak for all of us in commending your ability to lead a cohort through online learning during the pandemic, especially for your patience with students who either refused to switch their cameras on in online tutorials, or who switched their cameras on and unashamedly did things like baking bread instead of meaningfully engaging with group discussions. I'm sure you'd rather never hear the phrase Zoom breakout room again, and yet you led classes every day with such enthusiasm. And lastly, I'd like to thank all of you, the people who have been by our sides every step of the way, helping us through disappointments and celebrating every success, especially the surprise successes. For me, that's my dad, Greg, and my partner, Jack, who are in the front row. And it's also my sister, Olivia, who sits behind me today in the academic procession. I owe probably about half of my degree to her, although not, of course, not in the plagiarism kind of way. But most of all, that would be my mum, Deb, who's no longer with us, but who loved this law school so dearly, and who would be chuffed to absolute pieces to see me standing here today, waiting to crack the verve afterwards. I'll be cracking the verve nonetheless. None of us could have done this without family and friends. I understand it's often customary that the person who speaks in this slot is asked to impart some kind of wisdom, so rather than attempting to magic up something related to the practice of law, I'll say this. If you're able to, please give your loved ones a hug, thank them, and apologise for the things that you said when you were stressed. And I'd also like to reiterate what a huge deal this is. How difficult it was to get here is the greatest lesson. And when we all walk out of this hall and do whatever it is we're going to do, think of the most challenging times, the moments when you wanted to give up, and remember that you didn't. You carried on, you got there, you did it, and you can do it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Eliza. I think you just displayed what Governor Beasley was talking about in terms of leadership. So please join me in thanking Eliza.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Distinguished guests, please join me in expressing our appreciation to Ms Angela Brewer for that superb performance. Angela is the founder and artistic director of Coast Opera Australia. Please also join me in thanking our musicians. On the organ, Heather Moen-Boyd. And on trumpet, Melanie McLaughlin. And let me also take the opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community who have come here today to help you celebrate this occasion. Please. Graduates, no longer graduates. Graduates, this ceremony is a rite of passage, but not, I hope, the end of your connection with Macquarie University. You are now part of our family of alumni, a group of more than 200,000 people living in 140 countries across the world. We will keep in touch with you, and we hope that you will keep in touch with us. Make sure you come back to campus when you can, attend alumni events where possible, and perhaps undertake more study. Most importantly, though, remember the responsibilities you're charged with as graduates. Continue the hard work that has got you to where you are today. Set demanding goals for yourself, goals to better your community, retain your curiosity, and pursue your dreams. And remember, all along, the people who helped you get to where you are every single day. Some of those are here, and I want to acknowledge their support on your behalf. So I'd ask you graduates to stand, as is traditional at these ceremonies, and turn to the people here who have supported you all the way through and give them a round of applause in thanks. Now turn to the front and remain standing, because with me on the dais are representatives of our academic staff, the people who taught you and supported you all the way through, and I ask that you give them a round of applause in thanks as well. Finally, turn to one another and give yourselves a huge round of applause because you deserve it. Please, graduates, be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates of Macquarie University, on behalf of the staff and the faculty and of all of our continuing students, the community of which you are part, I again offer you my warmest personal congratulations. For all of you joining us here today, family and friends, I thank you on behalf of our newest graduates and on behalf of the entire Macquarie University community. I'm going to now invite our newest graduates and their families and friends to join us out through these doors on the portico for refreshment. And I'd invite you all to spend some time wandering around this beautiful campus as you celebrate today. See where your children, your friends, your partners, your colleagues have been over the years. And I hope it will hold a special place in your memory in the way I hope it will hold a place in the memory of all of our graduates. I'm now going to ask the audience to stand, please, and remain standing while the official party and the graduates leave the hall. Thank you very much.